Hi everyone, God bless you all. So, I have a story and a testimony that I want to tell you guys. And this one, so this is like a little story time. Okay, this one is it's super personal. But it's a testimony. And I feel like a lot of situations that we go through in life, we're meant to share them because they can be encouragement for someone else. So, my testimony and story time is how I almost went to prison for drug trafficking. Yes, your girl, me, sweet me. Okay. So, and I don't think I may have shared this with at least one person, but that's it. So, I'm gonna share it with you all. So, all right, this is when I was in my early 20s. And at the time, my little baby, my sweet little cutie patootie, she was like 1 at that time. And so, if I remember correctly, I had a job at a company. My work schedule was like, it had to be like from 9 to 6 because I would get up, take my baby to daycare, and go to work. And then when I got off of work, I'd pick her up. Okay. So, one morning rather, at about, I think, it had to be like 2 or 3 in the morning. I'm asleep. My baby is asleep. I hear this boom, boom, boom at the door. And y'all, I'm a sleeper, so I love to sleep. I don't like my sleep interrupted. And it was, I wasn't expecting anyone. And so I went to the door, and there was a detective and there were police officers, and they kind of was like, ma'am, you know how like you see on the movies how they rush in. And I guess I was like, I'm half asleep, I am shocked because I don't know what's going on. And so the main guy, he was a nice looking guy. He told me, he was like, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to sit down on the couch. And I'm like, well, what's wrong? What's going on? And he's like, ma'am, now's not the time. And so I was quiet. I was pretty quiet. I sat on the couch, and they started going through my house, my apartment. They were going through everything, all of my stuff. And I'm trying to figure out what is going on. And so I sat there, and honestly, y'all, it's by grace, because especially when I was younger, I thank God for the work that He's done in my life, because I used to be really mouthy. Like, you weren't gonna win an argument with me. And so I was humble that night, real humble that morning. And so I sat on the couch and I just waited. And I can remember that even at that time, I was eerily calm, because at that time, when the police are going through your house, they're looking for something. And if you are the only one in that house, they're gonna connect you to it, right? So I'm sitting there, and the main guy, I don't even know his name. I don't even remember his name, because again, this was when I was in my early 20s. I had to have been like 25 maybe, or something like that. Okay, so, or I might have been 25 or 26. But anyways, so he came over to me, and he was like, he looked like he had so much compassion on me, y'all. And so he was like, you look like a really nice girl. And I was just looking at him. And he said, when I pulled up, I looked in your car. He said, and from your rearview mirror, you have your, you know how you have the little name tag and you have it on your badge? Well, I had my badge hanging from my rearview mirror. My rearview mirror. And so he said, I can tell that you work there. And I think he asked me how long had I been working there. And I told him, and he was like, my niece works there. And I know that is a very solid company. They won't let anyone work there if they are into drugs or, anything like that. And that was really, really true. Okay, so he was like, and I'm gonna sum this up because again, this was so many years ago. And he was like, you're here and the guy that you're with, he's not even here. He was like, you look like a really good girl. What type of man would put you in this situation, to pretty much take the fall for his actions? And so basically, the guy that I was with, when apparently maybe, I'm assuming when I would go to work and, drop my daughter off, I would go to work. He must have been there doing him or there was drug activity in the area. So I'm assuming he was a part of it. And they must have been scouting out the area and watching my particular apartment. And they decided to bust it. And when they did, he wasn't there, but me and my daughter were. And the man told me, he was like, you don't deserve this. And you don't need to be with a man that's gonna put you in this situation, you and your daughter in this situation. And I looked at him because that's very rare for police officers to have compassion on you like that. And it was so strange because for him to have that gruff personality, but have love and compassion towards me, someone he didn't even know, because he could have easily was like, hey, this is your apartment, I'm gonna take you. He could have called social services. They would have taken my daughter. I don't know what would have happened. There are a lot of women who have gotten themselves in some trouble and are locked up to this day for messing with a dude who is doing some shady stuff, and the woman happens to take the fall for it while the man runs off. But this, now that I think about it in hindsight as the years have passed, I'm convinced that God sent me an angel, y'all, because that man, if he was, he could have ended my life. And he spoke those words to me, and pretty much he was like, make good decisions, do better, you deserve better than this. And he quietly left, and the police officers left. And I'm serious. I feel like God sent me an angel, because my life would have been over. My daughter's life would have been over just because I put her in a situation for being involved with someone who didn't truly love me or have my best interest, me and my daughter's best interest at heart. And so I wanted to tell you this story time because sometimes God protects us from stuff that we have no idea about. Like, think about all the things that you've done that you could have gotten in trouble for, locked up for, or you could even be dead over. But God showed you grace and God showed you mercy. And so, I encourage you, be careful with the choices you make. Be careful with the people you link up with and who you have around you and your children. And always be thankful and grateful because God shows you mercy, because things could have went a whole nother way. And the beauty in it is I'm glad that God has always had a plan for my life, because I'm here to tell this particular story at this particular time. And the funny part is when that particular incident happened in my life, y'all, I wasn't even thinking about God. I didn't attend a church. I didn't read a Bible. I didn't pray. I didn't do nothing. And that shows like God had mercy on me even when he wasn't even on my mind. So y'all, be grateful, be thankful, because even if you aren't doing as you should be doing, God still loves you. He's still showing you grace and he's still showing you mercy. And I just wanted to share that story time for you and Yeah, trust me, I got a lot of story times, a lot of stories to tell. So this is just one of many. But I just want to encourage you with this one, be grateful. Think back over your life out of all the things that God has saved you from and tell him thank you. Show him thanks, give him praise, worship him for his goodness and his mercy in your life. All right, so until the next time, bye. Bless you all.